Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching today. We're going to look at the question, would you max out your credit cards to buy more Bitcoin? Would you max out as many credit cards as you possibly could to buy more Bitcoin? We are going to look at somebody that has done exactly that and how it's going for them so far. Now, remember, this channel is not for financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Said the great Maximus Decimus Meridius from the movie Gladiator. So with all these things that I'm showing, I'm definitely not recommending you follow this particular user's life choices. But we are going to see how it's worked out for him so far in just a moment. We'll look at the charts. But before that happens, you know what I'm going to say next. If you're a regular watcher, smash those likes. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. I really appreciate all the kind words that people do that you all put in the comments below. I do read and respond to all of those, and all the questions also that people put in the comment section. I do get back to those as soon as I am able to. And of course, for those of you who are new, I have a crypto cheat sheet. This is my roadmap to success in this bull run. It also has some stocks tabs there as well. There are about 12 tabs there in total that you can see what my roadmap is for success in this crypto bull market. That's located in the description of this video and every video. You might have to click the more button to see the description, and also the links for the Stocks with Josh Discord with the most amazing people on the planet. That is also there below in the description. There are plans that you can get registered for that Discord. I am in the crypto channel there daily, and I have my own Ground Traders channel there. So check that out. Okay, so we're going to jump into this user right here that is very interesting. Michael Saylor told you he will buy 42 billion of Bitcoin over the next 3 years, and he's been doing that. I've told you I maxed out 8 credit cards for 54,000 to buy Bitcoin and will hold as long as I can. And therefore, you can see I'm showing you now the 11th month update of how I've been doing. This was back just a couple of weeks ago in October. Pleased to see a brand new all-time high in this experiment, and you can actually break it down here, how there's the minimum credit card monthly payment and the current value of the credit cards, and goes down to breakout. Obviously, the experiment is working out very, very, very well. You can go through to this user, Sunny Poe is doing this experiment, and you can actually track all of how Sunny is going on Sunny's journey there. And so you can see, breaks it down here a little bit more, and you can just continue to see Sunny's post that he assuming it's a he. I don't really know Sunny personally, so I'm sorry. But Sunny Poe just going in there, and you can see a lot of posts about how it's going with Sunny Poe. And I'm sure it's going very well with Sunny Poe, because we're almost at $100,000 per Bitcoin. And is this something you've done, or is this something that you've considered doing, or this is something that you would never do? I want to hear in the comments, would you go and get every credit card that was available to you? I believe he's doing 0% APR, so whatever introduction, you know, those credit cards where you go, for 18 months you get interest free on your credit card payments, and then maxing out those credit cards. Would you do that? Would you do that to buy Bitcoin or another altcoin or stocks or something? Have you done that before? Will you do that? And I'd love to hear your comments. Is this a genius move? Is this going to turn out to be a genius move, particularly if they bought some Bitcoin at 16K? They're up $86,000. Almost up $84,000 on that purchase. Okay, so I thought that was very, very interesting to bring this to the community to get into. But certainly, again, not financial advice here, just sharing something that somebody else is doing in the community. So let's jump over to the Bitcoin charts, the Bitcoin prices, see what we can see here. And we are getting very close to that 100K area there. We've stalled a little bit here. We got up to, where are we now? We got up to a high of 90. Is that 99,419? Were we really that close to breaking 100K? And somebody decided to say, not today, I'm selling my Bitcoin. And we didn't quite get to that 100K and then the 104K level there. If we were to have a correction based upon what we've seen previously in previous cycles so far, which has been around about 20%, if we were to go from, let's go from 100K because we were almost there. We were almost there. If we were to have a correction down, let's say 15%, we're going to come down to around this Fibonacci level here of around 83,000. So that would be a softer 16%. Obviously, we could come down around 10 to 12% to come down to this 89. But a correction there would bring us to around about $83,000. And a correction down to around that 20% mark, which has kind of been the norm in this cycle. The Bitcoin has kind of gone around, the major corrections this has been around 20%. That would bring us down to around 79,000. And then, of course, and if we don't want to create a lower low here, well, this would be creating a lower low technically. But over here, you know, a 23% correction would bring us down to 76. And we're still technically in the 20% range, coming down to 73,000, which is a 26% correction there. So those are some targets to the downside if we were to correct down from 100K. Now, if we keep going up to like 130, you know, we've got some more levels up here that we're looking at on the Fibonacci. If we'll have to zoom out there and have a look there. But yeah, so our next levels up are 106 and 111, and we should probably put some lines there because Bitcoin just keeps going up and the train keeps rolling there. And then another line here at about 111,233. So those are the levels that we'd be looking for if we broke up higher. So if we do, a lot of people are saying this is where Bitcoin will correct at about 100K. A lot of people will take some profits off the table. Maybe Bitcoin will surprise and jump up to 103 and lure a lot more people to put some leverage longs in the market before dropping down and wrecking them. And let's have a look at our liquidation heat map, by the way, and see how we went yesterday. We said, how would we go? Because I said that the liquidity was above at $98,000. And that's exactly what happens, exactly as I predicted it yesterday, based off these liquidation heat maps. And if you haven't seen my video from yesterday, the Bitcoin cheat code, this is it, because I believe we're currently in a leverage trading market. And I'm not going to go back into and explain it all over again. You're going to have to watch yesterday's video, and I put that video also in my cheat sheet. My cheat sheet here, I have an education section, and I have lots of educational videos here. And as you can see, the Bitcoin cheat code unlocked, it's also there. I show how to Fibonacci trading system, lots of videos there. So if you have not watched these videos, I've got a ton of other free educational content, okay, that you can learn and grow, and hopefully will help you be educated in this bull run and get the gains that you really are hoping for. And so if you look here on the 12-hour, we came up and we got those areas just as I had said. Now we're looking at these charts and saying we have a situation where we have a lot of liquidity to the upside here at 99,600. We can say, well, we already been there. Yeah, exactly. We were there yesterday. Now there's new liquidity there, okay? These heat maps update all the time. You've got to keep your eyes on them. So now there's more liquidity there at 99,600, and then at 100,000, there's 52. But if we come to the downside, they've already started taking liquidity to the downside. Down there at 98,000. That's exactly what I said would happen yesterday, that the probability that I felt that Bitcoin would go up, tag that liquidity first, and then come down to get the liquidity below. And that's exactly what's happening. You can see it playing out right now. So we could go a little bit further there, 97,600 to clean up all that liquidity that's there, and then push up to that 100K mark, or they might leave that. They might leave that for later. Let's look at the higher time frames here. And we're spending some time on this because this is showing us where Bitcoin's next move is. And this is very interesting. You can see that the most liquidity, 130 million almost of liquidity, is down at 97,000, where there's only about that 111 million only. I say only, right? Around about that 99,965. That would be brutal. Imagine Bitcoin to get so close to 100K and then just dump down from there. But that's possible what might happen. So it's whether the market makers come and get this higher liquidity here, the probability that they come and get the higher liquidity here first before they come up and get this here. But let's look at the 48-hour here and see if we can see anything from this. Again, the higher liquidity is to the downside on the bigger time frames, 110 there, and there's less to the upside. And then as we keep going down the 3-day chart, and you can see how the market makers have just been grabbing liquidity, but we are now seeing a lot more liquidity stacking to the downside as low as 92 and then 91,000. There is a lot of liquidity, and all this in between, by the way. I don't even rest my cursor on here for long enough. I'm just really going to these brightest, but the brightest yellow right now is below price on the 3-day. We'll go to the 1 week and have a look. If we can see, there's again, there is more liquidity stacked to the bottom here as well. So it would seem that if you were looking at Bitcoin, they've come down and grabbed this liquidity. It would make common sense for me to come down, for them to come down and get it at 97,696 or 97,600, and then it's a possibility we push up, take all this liquidity before coming back down and grabbing the rest of that liquidity. However, they could go up and grab that liquidity first before coming down and grabbing all the liquidity to the downside. So it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out, because we do have a lot of liquidity above price and below price just in the short term. And so it does look they're coming down to take that liquidity to the downside. And whether they keep moving lower and just keep going lower and coming back for this liquidity later on is quite possible, because once they move it up a little bit higher, those shorts, those people who bet that the market are going short, are going to get wrecked, and they're going to lose. They're going to scoop up a fair amount of money, but there's just so much more to the downside. So that is a sober warning there, just to trade with caution. Look, Bitcoin could continue to go up, and these charts can change. A lot of people can go, oh, I see a big drop coming. I'm going to start betting that the market's going short, and then all of a sudden this gets yellow above, and the market makers go, well, hold on a minute. These are now starting to get really bright. Let's go up and get these shorts and wreck a few more shorts before we come down to wreck the longs. And I know it seems crazy that this kind of stuff happens in the market, but this is how it has been going. And you can see that price has been following the liquidation levels. There you go, the brightest color. It came and took out all that liquidation there. As we go through, we look on the 48-hour, and this is a free download app from CoinGlass. You can download CoinGlass, and you don't just look at it on Bitcoin. You can look at most other coins that are on there. You can actually look at what their liquidation heat maps are. But you can see here that it came up, the market makers took all the brightest levels. They didn't come down and get these levels yet anyway, and they took where the brightest levels were. Again, the brightest levels, where's the most money. Show me the money, say the market makers. Show me the money. Show me the money. If you've watched the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're going, well, what on earth are you talking about? You obviously have not seen the movie the Jerry Maguire movie. So really that's all that we're having a look at for the moment. It does seem to be a highly leveraged market at the moment, driven by leverage. And so we just keep an eye on that. I don't use that. I don't base all my decisions on this, but I think this can give us a little bit of a precursor. Of course, we saw a massive drop from MicroStrategy yesterday, who are a company that is heavily invested in Bitcoin, so the price can be quite correlated. And if MicroStrategy is front running, are we going to see that kind of move, sudden move down from Bitcoin? And this is why I share in my Life Changing Gains series, and I have shared before on this channel, and of my profit taking strategy, that when I'm up 300 to 500%, somewhere in that range, I look to take my original capital off the table as profit. So if I have put $10,000 in a stock or a crypto, and that has grown to 300 to 500%, I look to then take my original capital off the table. So if it's a 500% and it's now worth 50,000, I take that 10,000 off the table and I don't reinvest it. I put it back in my jeans. Okay, and I know the last bull run, it was very hard. You think, oh, I've got this extra money, I'm going to put it back into something, and then it's not house money, because then it's house money. You're dealing with house money, and if you sell a 1/5 by taking 10,000 off the table, your original capital, and your portfolio is worth 50,000, you're only selling 20% of your shares or your crypto coins. You've still got another 80%. And if you sell it 300% up, you're only selling around a third of your bag. So anywhere between a fifth or a quarter or a third of your bag, depending on where you take profit in that zone, and you take it out of the market, you put it in your jeans. Make sure you have pockets with jeans on them so you can put it in your jeans and safe. And that is money is now safe. No matter what happens in the market, you are protected. That capital is no longer at risk, okay? And therefore, you have 80% or anywhere between 65%, 66%, and 80% house money. Imagine if someone says, oh, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you $40,000 worth of Bitcoin for free. You go, yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, you can have that. Invest early, take the original capital out. Now you've got your money back, plus you have that much in Bitcoin or stock or another crypto that is completely free. It's house money, and you've got your original capital back and off the table. And yeah, I know it means you're diluting your position a little bit, but you're also being a good trader and practicing good risk management habits. My goal is to be in everything being, first of all, be in house money, and then get all the original capital off the table, get it out of the risk, and put it back into, take it out of the market, not be tempted to put it back in. And then I know that everything I have there is house money, and then as profit, then I can wait. Oh, if it goes 10x, do I take the next profit at 15 or 20? If I get fortunate with some coins may not make 20x, but I plan to be 90% out of the market by the time the bull run finishes. And that's not like waiting, there's the top, ooh, sell it all there. No, because that's risky. I am taking profits periodically on the way up. My first profit section area take is where I take my original capital off the table, and I take that risk off the table, and then I can look to take profit maybe at 10x, maybe at 15, maybe at 20x. And the goal is that if I put $1,000 into a certain crypto and it's made it to 10,000, I've done a 10x, that 9,000 is off the table, and I have what I call a moon bag, which is $1,000 left, which is what my original capital was, which is diluted 90%. And I plan to be in 10%, because you don't know that the bull run has ended until quite a bit after the bull run has ended, okay? You have a feeling that you've made the right decision, but you always have that just in case moon bag. So I'm never going to be completely out of the market. I plan to be 90% out of the market and 10% in the market by the time the bull run finishes, and then I'll hold those 10% during the bear market, put them into cold storage, make some money off farming it and yielding it and staking it, and then also I will look to reaccumulate in the bear market with the money that I've taken off the table. I hope that helped you today. And of course, until the next episode, which is in a couple of hours, the altcoin show coming up, happy trading.